The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. One weapon that the oppressor is using, which is very strong against the African, is one system called democracy. This is what we Africans need to break away from in order to have our freedom. Majority of us are still in love with this system. We still don't understand the motive of the system. People are calling for more cool leaders in Africa, and we are fighting for good leadership, supporting and protecting good leaders in Africa. According to our brother, Andre Atim Abaku, the time is now. Now what is this useless organization called ECOWAS doing? ECOWAS is trying to impose more sanctions on Mali, simply because they have decided to move out of oppression. That this is a system these people are using to cripple us. And the leaders in ECOWAS are given to us by our oppressors. So these people do nothing rather than to protect the interests of the West. That when Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso needed this organization, they turned their backs on them. They were never there. They were ready to give more sanctions to fight their brothers in order to please their masters. The Africa, we can never rise under this system. If we do not rise up and kick against the system, that if we knew democracy was a system to cripple us, we would have fought against it. But you know, the West will always package something to the African. Africans must wake up collectively so that we support our leaders. Whenever the West try to bring down an African leader and they don't succeed, you see they start targeting this person and calling the person names. There hadn't been democracy, there are a lot of people in Africa that wouldn't be presidents. And it's a fact.
Without democracy, Nana will never be a president in Ghana. Without democracy, Buhari will never be a president in Nigeria. But Assimi Goïta, without democracy, is a president in Mali. If we knew from the beginning that democracy was a secret society, we would have taken a different approach.
Failing to seek solidarity with the majority of the Africans that are out there that have capacity, resources, ability to develop Africa. Our economic development should be based on our human resources out there and not the World Bank and all of these organizations that are working against Africa.
For the interest of the imperialists at the detriment of their own people. ECOWAS did nothing. Who voted ECOWAS? Is it the African people? The answer is no. These are structures to continuation of colonialism and neo-colonialism in Africa, same as AU. Effective leadership in Africa is only going to come from the masses of the African people's unity. That is going to give birth to genuine leadership in Africa. Africa is for Africans. These are generations. That simply means that the African people are going to participate fully in the leadership process of their own future and that of the coming generation. Imperialists will never survive our generation. If they are succeeding with these leaders, our own generation, we are marking the end of imperialism in Africa. They will pack their bags, their structures, their system, and their currencies out of Africa. This is the position of the African people. But because of such systems we have today in Africa, prevents the diaspora from even having an identity in Africa, which is a major witness to our unity or in our unification process. What Africa at this junction should be talking about is our unity and not democracy and not government and not president. What Africa needs, we need leaders who are not democratically elected. As a matter of fact, we have presidents in Africa that are leading democracy and chasing away change. We need leaders who are going to bring development and unity. Development can only come when the people come together. That's the principle of development. Development is going to be a collective effort of all Africans coming together to pursue a common goal which is in the interest of everybody. How the AU came up and their purpose in Africa. They have been promoting imperialism, colonialism, neo-colonialism in Africa. As a matter of fact, what are we talking about? We are talking about leaders who know what is good for their society and not leaders that are going to open a wide door for demons to begin to suggest and begin to upset the society because people want to be free. No.
If we do not tackle the minds of our people by giving them the right kind of information, which gives them their identity and their self-esteem, they will not be able to make the right decision. That's why we are cultures, identity, tradition goes with a proximity of a geographic location. Take people away from that location, you have killed that culture. And that is a system which democracy is doing. It only does the opposite. It takes a man and makes a man to become a woman. It takes a woman and makes a woman to become a man.
He came to Africa and saw a continent. He broke it down into 54 pieces and called a leg a head, and took a hand and called it a head, and then take a thigh and call it a head, take a toe and he called it a head. Today it has created Africa as a monster. It did not end there. It came down to the individual nation. It has broken down. It began to form in different nations called political parties with heads that are very big, that cannot make decisions for their own in the name of political head or political president. And these are the clowns and the criminals and the witches and wizards that have been created by democracy, not because they are witches and wizards by birth. The West invaded Africa to conquer Africa, to divide us in order to rule us. That's why they have kept the diaspora away. Why don't we get our diaspora back coming? Why don't we have systems and policies in our government which allows diaspora to come back to Africa? We don't. We are talking of a long-term stay President Mohammed Gaddafi. The UN has been in power since 1945. Nobody is complaining. The Queen of England, 70 years. Nobody is complaining. Democracy is over 200 and something years. In the 1700s, it was brought in America. This is what they are bringing to 21st century Africa. The same democracy that was brought in by a dictator in America. Go to America today, the same America that was built by our people, they don't have rights. When gays, lesbians, bisexuals went to the street, they gave them rights.
But because of the imperialists who divided Africans from Africans, and then divided the continent by creating 54 nations. This is what we are struggling to keep today in Africa. As a matter of fact, we know how much the diaspora has fought for the unification of Africa. Way back at Marcos Garvey. We are at war in Africa, Big Ben Lewis. We will not follow any normal process. Many people think that Pan-Africanism is just all about Africa. No. It is because Africa is that only chosen place which can absolutely become an example to what leadership should be.
The Africans, it's time for us to start fighting for good leadership and not who is elected through democracy. Because democratic leaders haven't done anything for us. For decades, we have practiced this system. What at all can we boast of if not to claim that we have peace? And the countries that claim they are practicing democracy and they have peace is because they are dancing to the tune of the oppressor. The day that country will decide to do otherwise, they will bring terrorists to destabilize the nation because you are not allowing them to continue to carry the things that they need from you. African future depends on we the youth, and it is high time we all rise up. We have to be awoken to understand the things that these people give to us. We still don't understand the game Yellow Popo plays on us. Some of us will open our mouth and we just talk anyhow to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso leaders. Yet your so-called democratic leaders who are doing nothing, selling your future and your generations to come, you love them because you are partisan. You still don't understand what this world is all about. The game these people are playing on you, the African. Your future and your generations are what they are fighting. Just because Yellow Popo is praising your leader, you think that leader is doing well for you in Africa. Any leader that these people are praising, you should know that that leader is a bad person. To you, the African, their system is not there to help you and I. That system is there to keep us poor, to keep us backwards. You cannot love democracy yet you want to be free. It is not possible. Until the day Africans will give everything West to them, we can never move forward. They are fighting us in every aspect. These people are not sleeping 24/7. They are working on the African, but the African is so tired of always looking for means and ways to be free. But we are the same people who always say we want freedom. We can never be free when we are still holding on to the things that these people gave to us. These people you see as leaders, that the West and America are not targeting, are not leaders. They are serving their masters and not you. That is why even AU, they fund AU. And always when they are having their meetings, these people are in their midst. We are seeing what they are doing to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. We need not to be told in this our time because the information is everywhere. Democracy is not a system to help you and I, my brother. It is under that system that they are forcing your leaders to sign away the resources that we have. The Kissinger report in 1974 exposed everything. It's not only in Nigeria, almost all the African countries. We've signed all our resources for these people. We have to unite. Unity is all we need. And not only uniting. We need to understand these people and their motive around us. Ever since we came in contact with them over 500 years ago, look at us. Like Ama Ata Edu will say, they are taking and they keep taking. They are not allowing us to have peace. They that have nothing will come into the continent, carry everything away, and make us poor. Look at France. Just Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso kicking them out. France is in bankruptcy. Every second their debt increases by $6,000. Just 3 nations. So if all Africans unite and kick these people out, within a year they will beg before they will eat. We are making them who they are. And the leaders that we claim we have voting and claiming we are voting, which we know we are not voting, your votes don't count. The World Bank and IMF are all working against the African. These organizations were set to keep us poor. So they force our leaders to go in for loans, even if we don't need them. Because if you don't do their bid, they will use the opposition against you. They will cause chaos in your country. Because we are divided. But the moment we come together, we'll be able to defeat these people. We need not to be told in this 21st century. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa.